Nearly 90 crop scouts from across the U.S. and as far away as Switzerland and Dubai recently traveled through the hard red winter wheat region to see how the crop was shaping up. We caught up with Kansas Wheat CEO Justin Gilpin at one of his last stops as another storm was headed across the plains.
That's been the theme of the tour. We started off with floods in Manhattan on our pre-meeting, and on Monday night, then we ran into drought-stressed condition fields that were standing in mud. So there's a little bit of irony in that, but you can still see the fields that were affected by drought and freeze, even though they had some recent moisture. And that's the real thing that's hard to determine with this crop and doing the calculation is how much will these recent rains benefit the crop. Well, from year to year, the variances we see is last year especially, that's what everybody's talking about, is because last year Kansas had one of the worst crops in 25 years. And so everybody's comparing this crop to last year. This year's crop, even though our first day numbers were very similar, we're seeing a lot better prospects. And so I expect this year's crop to be better year on year.
This year's tour pegged the crop at 35.9 bushels per acre and 288.5 million overall. Results from the tour are closely watched by the industry, so how close are those numbers compared to USDA?
Well, if you look at the numbers, they come back historically from the May number, USDA number, and the wheat tour numbers are actually pretty close. And so sometimes I'm surprised because you have so many people that for the first time they're out touring the wheat field. And from my perspective, that's one of the best things about the tour is you get to tell the wheat story, get to interact and network with people within the industry almost more importantly than that number. But that number does come in surprisingly close sometimes.
Well, we're amazingly close. It's incredible with a whole bunch of people who have never seen a wheat field that we get as close as we do. Last year we were within 0.4%. So, and over the years, we're never off very far. Sometimes we're both wrong, both NAS and us. We're too high or too low. Mostly we're too high, but we're very, very close.
The wheat tour is organized by the Wheat Quality Council, which tests all new wheat varieties before they are released commercially. The annual tour is an important part of this process.
Well, this has given the whole industry a snapshot view of a few weeks before harvest so they can plan for what kind of crops are going to come into their flour mills and their bakeries later on in the year. And I think it has a huge benefit for farmers. Farmers don't have crop scouts running around all over the state like the big grain and milling companies do. They're all over the place. They're giving them reports every week to their headquarters of how much wheat's out there. And the farmer doesn't know that. The only information he's going to get that is from us. So I think it's very beneficial to the farmer for what we're doing as well as the industry.
That's what makes this Wheat Quality Council tour so unique. The fact that we can stand out here in the rain and talk about different things with all aspects of the wheat industry, from the millers, bakers, breeders, researchers, and farmers. And having everybody here together makes for a really unique story.
With crop scouts traveling around the world to arrive in Kansas wheat fields, it comes down to hundreds of stops in 3 days to determine a final number. Reporting from Eastern Kansas, I'm Janelle Ost for This Week in Agribusiness.